Today, we're going to get down to it. This is a little chainsaw. I want you to see how small and tiny this is. This runs off a lithium battery, 24 volt. I love it. Bought this on Amazon for about 40 bucks. And I just love this little thing. If you're someone like me that wants to travel and cut wood and you don't want to have to go through a lot of stuff to cut it down, this is the perfect size. You don't need a big giant chainsaw to do most of the kind of timber that we're going to cut down. I'm going to show you today because I'm going to cut some branches. If you're a woman and you have thicker branches that you really can't cut with a pruner, or you don't want to be sawing like I usually was doing before, you want to make it fast and go easy, something like this is perfect for you. Also, if you don't want to have to deal with the maintenance of a big chainsaw, because believe me, a big chainsaw has maintenance. I had one and I got rid of it this year. I sold it. I said I don't want to deal with it. You put gas in it one season, the next season the gas is old. Now you got to mix the oil and you got to mix the gas. There's maintenance to it. There's a fear that something's going to happen. This has a protection. So if I'm cutting something, you know, if I'm getting too close to it, I have this guard over here, which I love. The other thing that I love about this is it's so easy because it has a safety here. So if I were to let go of the safety and I had to finger on my trigger, it's not going to continue. So that's really important. This has to be pressed down fully. So keep that in mind. If you have dexterity issues, you do have to push this at the same time that you're pulling the trigger in order for it to run. But I like it because, you know, it's short spurts. You're not going to be cutting big pieces of things. So I really love this. As you can see, if I've already used it, that's how much I love this thing. So we're going to get to it today. First of all, I'm going to put on my safety glasses, as I always do when I work on the property around trees, and you should too. I mow and I do everything with my safety glasses because a lot of times I'm under branches, I don't see them, they're coming at me, and I have to protect my eyes. So I also protect my eyes from a lot of the shavings, as you can see, that spurts out when I'm cutting also the limbs. So let's get to it today. I'm going to show you how it works. As you can see, this tree is overgrown. Every time I come to mow the grass, I have to dodge this big branch that's kind of getting out of shape here. So I'm going to be cutting some of these. I'm definitely going to be cutting the new growth that's coming out from underneath this tree. And I'm going to be cutting some of these that are just unshapely to this tree, as you can see. So they're going to be coming on some on the other side. Some of these branches that are hanging here, I don't need them. That's just new growth. And keep it nice and simple. To just see the thickness of this branch that's here, I'm going to cut it around here. And that's probably a good 2 inches. There you go. It's done. Branch is cut. Not in my way anymore. So I have a couple of more here that I'm going to get done now. Here too. I cut the branch over here because little babies live here and I do not want to affect them. So look at all I cut in how many minutes. Look at all of that. That is done. I just got to dispose of this. my shed now, and I just want to show you. I did a video talking about if you bought land and you had to have a shed and you have to have things to buy in your property. To maintain the property, you are going to need tools. So I have a headboard, of course, that I have to sell, what I'm trying to sell. But anyway, I have a wagon. I have this little mower that tows, which is a great thing because I can go around. If I had to walk back and forth to my pile, it'd be a nightmare. So I have this mower, I have the other mower. I have the other mower in the garage right now. And then I have, of course, a whole bunch of tools for digging holes, planting. I usually keep my gas containers in here over the winter time and the summer because I use it so much. My gas containers are in the garage. And I have 3 5-gallon containers for gasoline. I also keep my hedgers back here, electric blower, some trimmers that I have to fix, and my extension pole saw here. I keep that, and then all my old trailer hitches, they're in that box down there. And the reason I don't sell them is because I have the Airstream that I'm planning on selling. I mean, I haven't really been doing anything with the Airstream, just kind of been letting it sit there. I just haven't been really thinking about it much, but that's something in my plans over the winter to do, is to sell it. I will probably end up giving them the hitches as well with that. Let's see what else. All right, so this is my setup here. And so you can see that over time, this is a plastic shed that was on the property when I bought the property, which is great because it's already here. And my 52-inch mower fits in here, which is great. I didn't even think of measuring before I bought it, but my door is pretty wide. So you have to know the size doors of your shed before you buy your mower, because if you have a 52 or 54, I think mine's 52. So 52 inch, you have to make sure that you're going to be able to get it through the door to your shed, right? So make sure you check that first. So as you can see, over time, I have a lot of mold inside the shed. So that's something I'm going to have to do over the winter time, is take everything out, pressure wash, and let it dry. But it's got to be when it's nice and dry out and there's no rain. So I also got to paint these doors and preserve them as much as I can. Remember, Mike made these for me. I paid him to do those doors for me. Another important setup: when you are this far away from electricity, like I am from the house, how are you going to maintain over the winter time your mower's battery? So you can buy this in Harbor Freight. This was given to me. It's a solar panel, and you plug this into your battery for your mower. So I'm going to do that now because I don't use this mower. So I'm just going to plug it in here. And this is the way that my mower sits all the time in here. And this little thing is charging, is trickle charging, so it doesn't discharge the battery. And I can maintain the battery over the winter time and during the time that I don't use it. And this little thing, you need a good brush. This didn't come with a brush, so just use an old toothbrush to get in there and clean all of that out. This is why you have to wear glasses with this, because when you're cutting, you're going to get shavings all over yourself. I have them all over my arm, and this stuff gets in your eyes, and it's really annoying when you get one of them in your eyes. I love this little thing, especially for smaller branches. I mean, obviously a giant tree, it's not going to cut a giant tree. But if you don't have giant trees to cut, or save your chainsaw for those things, just keep it somewhere. But this is going to do more work for you than a giant chainsaw, especially if you're traveling. You can get 3 to 4 inches. You saw how much I cut here in a matter of minutes. This little machine is great. I recommend it, especially for traveling. And when I travel and I'm going to be camping, I'm also going to take mine with me because I know that I'll have firewood on the road. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot, gets the word out, and gets the information to more people. I appreciate it. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Hey, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.